YouTube, what's good, man? It's just Chill Will. I decided to bring y'all a little haircut tutorial. So don't forget, before the video over, like, subscribe, and comment for your boy. As you can see here, I'm really just putting in my bald line, trying to get everything as nice, crispy, neat as possible. I like to really bald out that bald line like at first, so that way I ain't gotta come back and do nothing to it. Like to bald it out at first, get all the hair off, just get it clean, neat. I like a nice canvas when I'm working, man. Oh yeah, and the angle of this video ain't too good. I got it Jimmy rigged up, but hey, it'll work for now. My client wanted a bit of a drop fade, nothing too drastic, but he still wanted to drop slightly. So you'll see me put my half guard on my Babyless Pros and really just start setting in how high I want the hair by where the hair and the dread meets. My next step, you'll see me open the lever fully. It's go right back up to the same spot I was saying before, where their hair meets the dread, or where the cut actually meets the dread, let me say. And this is just for extra little cleanup work, any little hair that you couldn't get before or might have left behind. I like to clean up as I go before I go in and actually do my cleanup work, if that makes sense. And as I'm combing this hair down, I'm actually closing the lever all the way at the same time. I should have showed y'all that, but in the flick out motion, I want to start flicking out the hair to exactly where I want my fade transition to begin. And once again, y'all, I definitely do apologize for the camera angles. I'm trying to Jimmy rig something up. I don't know where the stand that goes in the ring light is that I have, but I don't know. I'm gonna find that for y'all soon. And I would say, like, I haven't sped up any of this so far. I won't speed up none of this in the video because I want y'all to see the whole cut, like, in real-time speed. But that's not the case. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all like that. The real answer is I just don't know how to go in here and chop it up and make this part of the video fast while the next part regular speed. So before I go in here messing anything up, I just get y'all the whole cut in real-time speed, man. And as you're fading, the key thing to remember, always comb the hair back down the minute you flick it up. Comb it back down so you can make sure the fade cool, smooth, and as crispy as you can possibly get it, man. Now in this next step, I'm about to take the guard off of these clippers and raise the lever fully and start flicking out some more and getting a smoother transition from a darker patch of hair to the bald I want at the bottom, or the bald my client wants, rather. But you know what I mean. And if you look closely, you can see in the back of his head, there's a pretty nice sized patch that just grows in all types of different ways. You want to just take the corner of your clipper and slowly hit at it in the direction that the hair grows. So if it go to the right, you're coming from right to left. If it grow to the left, you're coming from left to right. And just really trying to keep the fade smooth while doing it. Use your corners just so that you don't take too much hair off and now you got a bald spot, or now you got to lift the fade and it ain't the cut he want or the cut you wanted to give or whatever. Just use your corners. That's a pivotal part of fade. Next, I like to close my lever halfway and just really flick at that bottom line, soften it up a little bit more while still working into your fade, if that makes sense. But yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about. And as we move to the back again, just notice how I go from using a full blade to mainly using my corners and really going in the pattern that the hair grows in the back so that I can get that fade just as smooth as it is on the sides. Now it's time to close that lever all the way, flick at that bottom line, and really take it out and bring your fade all the way together now. And now with this part, I like to make sure I use strictly my corners, because a full blade all the way closed, that can take off a lot of hair that you don't want to take off. So remember, whenever your blade's fully closed, or usually whenever you ain't got a guard on, just straight corners. Because trust me, you gonna mess up one time or another. I've done it before. Now my next step is to take my cordless and dismasters, play with the lever, and just do my cleanup work. And I've seen a lot of barbers cut hair, and I ain't gonna say forget this step, or probably just not use this step. And don't get me wrong, it's very possible to have a crazy fade with no cleanup work or none of that at the end. But if your fade's already fire with no cleanup work, just think about how crazy it'd be if you take 5, even 3 minutes and just clean it up a little bit. Get your fade a little bit more crispier. That'd be what separates you from being a $30 a cut person to $50, $60 a cut person. It's little stuff like that. And you'll see right here, like, I looked at my clippers weird and, like, brought them to my eyes and smelt them, because for a second, I don't know if I've been cutting too long that day or what, but it looked like it was smoke coming off my clippers. So I had to, like, look at them and be like, all right, I might be tripping. And I had to smell them just to make sure my eyes was playing tricks on me, or I was so confused for a minute. Turns out my eyes was just playing tricks on me, thank God. But, that's the reason why, especially if you've been cutting for a long time, use your mirrors around you. Look at your mirrors, because your eyes will lie to you. Your eyes will tell you that the fade as clean as possible. Your eyes will probably tell you this the coldest fade you done did in years. But look in the mirror. That mirror ain't gonna lie. Certain little lines or guidelines, if you use them, or patches of hair that you just missed and you can't see while you're standing on the head looking at it, turn them around, look in the mirror. That mirror will tell you everything you need to know. And another key note to fading: if you cannot take out your ball line with your clippers, Lever all the way closed. Whatever you use to put that line in, you can always flick at it and take it out with that. Me, I use my liners, so I'm going in, flicking out, and just cleaning up that bar line, making sure it's all the way transparent, if that's the right word. I try not to use my shaver on anybody under 16 years old, but hey, the kid came in and he knew exactly what he wanted, shaver and all. So he asked for it, so I'm gonna really use the shaver, and I like that he did it because it worked out to his favor as far as the cut go a lot. Like, you'll see when I get closer up with the camera, it just made the fade and everything pop and run smooth. So and right here, I looked in the mirror before and seen some stuff in the back that I didn't like or felt I could have did a little better as far as blending goes. So I'm just going back in there, attacking that and getting the blend as crispy as possible, man. Trust me when I tell y'all, detail work is the key factor that turns y'all from a regular barber or a good barber to a great barber. Detail work and your lineups. Just focus on that. Don't worry about time, y'all. On a 33.5-minute video, I'd say this is the part where I'll probably put my second ad in, but I ain't reached that qualification yet, so don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and help me reach that stage in this YouTube game, man. But yeah, man, y'all see how the fade, y'all see how the cut coming together, man. Just take your time. Take your time, clean up your work, and man, it's cutting hair easy for real, man. It's really easy. Take your time. I don't know how much I can stress that. Just take your time. Yeah, fading usually doesn't take me this long, but I just wanted to show you guys every step. I wanted to really get you all familiar with finding a guard system that's set in place for you and really working it and doing it. You don't have to rush, you don't have to speed. I just naturally cut a little faster than this. But I wanted to show you guys step by step, like everything you should do as a beginner or as somebody even if you're just trying to learn the fading down technique. Just use these steps until you get familiar with it and then branch off and do your own thing, big dog. And as you can see here, I'm just cutting down the top of his hair, like around where his hairline is. I'm not cutting too low, but I'm just getting it smooth so that I don't have that overlapping hair that tends to make a lineup 5 times harder than what it needs to be. So just make sure you cut it down. I use my andices fully open on this one. And it just gave me a nice smooth transition. And I ran out of sharpen hole earlier in the day, so as you can see here, I'm just using Spricks. And it gives off basically the same effect. It still gets the hair nice, stiff, and lay it down. Make sure you use your blow dryer, blow it out, dry it up, and you'll see the level. You'll see the level of increase in your lineups after just doing something as small as this. Always remember, whenever you're doing your lineups or just the cut in general, find places that are comfortable for you and whatever it is you're doing. If you're one of the ones that like to move around your client, or you want your client to just spin in the chair, find that and do it. But when you're lining up, just take your time. Make sure you get lines straight and crispy. That's the most important part. Make sure lines are straight and crispy with no pushbacks. Please don't push nobody's head back. And if you like the blades that's on these liners, it'll be a link in the description below. I found this lady on Instagram. I believe her name is the Barberess. I have her Instagram link and all that. You can go on her page, visit her page. Her website's in her bio. Follow her, and trust me, she'll get you right. And I got these like 3 days after I ordered them. I ordered them on a Friday. They came in on a Monday. So she's very timely as far as that goes too. And because lining up is so unique, I don't really have too much I want to tell you guys about lining up outside of find a method that works for you, find a style that makes yours distinctive from any other barber. Like, when it comes to your lineup, somebody should be able to see a lineup on a client or on a picture or on something and be like, oh, that's such and such and so and so. Like, I feel like people that follow me or people that seen my work before, you can see a cut and you'll know, like, no, that's Chills. I can tell by his line. Like, that's his work. And I know my page is still new, but if you've been following my last few videos, you'll see I mentioned a lot of times, your lineup work is your stamp. Like, that's what separates you from anybody else, is your lineup work. So really take pride in perfecting your craft when it comes to your lining, your blading, your razor work, all of that. Whatever it is you need to do to make your lineup as best as possible, do that, because that's really your stamp. And the lineup is, at the end of the day, that's the main money maker in this haircut business. And here you can see I'm just really touching it up, making sure I got all the loose hairs, making sure it's no overhang, if that's what it's called. I don't really know what it's called. I made that up. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. Really, but at the end of the day, take your time. Make sure you get every little detail. And just get in your bag and grind and do you. And after you put like your basic line on, some might even call it like a little rough draft line. You want to really step back or take a second and look at your cut, because now you can really see all the flaws in your fade work, in your taper work, whatever it is. You can just see all the flaws in your cut after you put somewhat of a lineup on your client. And whatever you may see wrong in your cut, now's the time to go in, fix it, clean it, and bring everything together. And in my last 3 videos, I believe I talked a lot about your tan chalk pencils. And this gonna be a first-hand look on why I use tan chalk pencils on darker skin clients. It's like magic, man. This take a cut from a 10 to 35. Like, tan chalk pencils is where it's at. So if you don't have any after this video, I highly do recommend you grab you some tan chalk pencils. And the key to using any type of chalk pencils is going back over it with your liners to really blur it out some. And then after you do that, go in with your razor to sharpen it up. And that man, I'm trying to tell y'all, the effect this have on any cut is through the roof. But yeah, y'all, when you cutting, man, just get in your mode, get in your bag, get in your whatever it is you need to do to get to that place where you feel like it ain't a soul that can mess with you, do it. I mean, if it's music you gotta listen to, if it's cutting in silence, if it's having a full-blown conversation while you cut, do whatever it is you need to do to get that confidence to where the minute these clippers touch your hand, it's not a soul walking this earth that can mess with you. No celebrity barber, no local barber, none of these people you hear about in barber school. It ain't nobody that can mess with you the minute these clippers touch your hand. You need that type of confidence in yourself to take it to the next level. And now you can see me just grabbing that razor to get this lineup as crispy as possible. Remember, one thing about razor lineups, always stretch the skin. I can't stress that enough. If you don't stretch the skin, it's a high percentage chance you're going to cut your client. So always stretch the skin, make sure it's nice and tight, and go to work, man. And when using your razor, once again, take your time. Take short strokes. You don't want to try to cover too much ground at once, because that's a big way a lot of people get cut. Take your time, short strokes, and get in your bag, man. And as you can see a little later on down the road in this video, I like to turn my razor the opposite way of where you see me holding it at now, and just clean up like all the loose hairs that's growing on my client's forehead or around the eyebrows and just stuff like that. It's the little stuff that turn a cut from a 10 to a 20. It's all little stuff. So after I finish with my razor, that's when I really like to look at the cut again, make sure I got everything crispy, corners boxed off perfectly, fade as perfect as I can get it, brush off the hair, really just clean them up and make sure the cut is exactly where I want it to be. And once it is, I take my oil sheen. I like to use the coconut oil sheen. It just got a way better smell to it. Shiny the hair up and we ready to go. And as a barber, man, there's never anything wrong with really taking appreciation for your work on what you just did on a client's head, or even having some arrogance about you, because hey, in this game, man, it's all competition. If you ain't arrogant in anything competitive that you do when you take pride in, you're not gonna go too far. So have a little bit of arrogance. I ain't saying just be over the top with it, but be ready to put your blade to the test with whoever it is. I don't care what the name is. Be ready to put your blade to the test with them and feel like you can battle with the best of them. You need that in this game, for real. But yeah, y'all, like, subscribe, comment. If it's anything that you want to know more about a cut, in the comments, just let me know below. I'll get back to all the comments, especially now. I got like 3 subscribers. But just comment and let me know what it is y'all like to see. I'm still going to be dropping more tutorials soon. The video footage on the tutorials. I don't know what I was about to say. It'll be way better here soon, once I get all the equipment I need and everything down packed like I need it to be. But yeah, hopefully it was helpful for beginners or even people just trying to learn a new method of cutting. Comment and let me know. And when it comes to cleaning the cut and making sure everything's nice, fresh, and clean, I don't use alcohol anymore. I used to, but that just had too much of a harsh burn. So I like to use witch hazel now. It's little to no burn at all whenever you're cleaning wherever the blade touched or where the razor touched, or even if you nick somebody and put witch hazel on it. Like if there is a sting, which is likely not to happen, it'll be like a slight sting. It won't feel like you just doused somebody in alcohol. I can tell you that much. And this is one of my favorite things about cutting, like just seeing somebody's face light up after you show them the mirror. Like, yeah, they done took sneak peeks and stuff every now and then, but showing them that mirror and they actually see the cut full hand, like that's my favorite part, man. But YouTube, this the cut. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if I was helpful. Let me know what it is I can do to improve. Just to improve overall. Even as a barber, if y'all got tips for me, let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, and see y'all soon, man.